This is not about homosexuality. This is about the First Amendment. It's the right to speak your mind on a controversial subject, especially in a respectful way, and still continue to be able to maintain your livelihood. Freedom isn't free. But decency doesn't have that kind of cost. Tolerance does not put people out of business. To speak up without fear of prosecution or persecution or ruin, you should be able to speak your mind. That's why hundreds of thousands of Americans, just everyday Americans, stood up. You know, this kind of thing has happened over and over and over again, but there's never been a real outpouring like this. Why? Why? Why is that happening? Because Americans have had enough. We're tired of it. And we also wanted some chicken. So, I mean, it's a lot easier to... I mean, Martin Luther King, he had the dogs opened up on him and the fire hydrants, and I'm just saying it makes it easier to march when there's a chicken sandwich at the end of the line. I'm just saying it because they're delicious. What? Is it just me? We've been silent far too long. We've been told that we're haters. We're not haters. Hate mongers, homophobic. Yeah, like I'm afraid of homosexuals. They're not afraid of me. I'm not afraid of them. Please. You glenophobic people. I mean, how ridiculous is that? Because that's what they're doing. You're glenophobic. You're Tea Party phobic. They're not afraid. Neither am I. You're a bigot. No. You know what? That's so 2008 of you to try that. I mean, I guess it would have worked maybe in 2008, maybe 2009. It really doesn't work anymore. Kind of sick of it. Got anything new to try? Because that one doesn't work anymore. You know what? Throwing these things out is like an antibiotic. You better hope that it has killed what you deem as a virus. Because if you haven't wiped it out, eventually your antibiotic doesn't work anymore. And cries of racism and bigot, it doesn't work anymore. We're not afraid of it anymore. We don't care anymore what you say about us. Because we know it's not true. We don't care. We don't care if anybody in the media gets it. We don't care. Because we know it's not about you. It's not about some national or global thing. It's about what are our neighbors like? What are we like as people? Who cares what anybody else says? Just for speaking our minds? No. Americans want to be respectful. We want to be loving. We want to be tolerant because that's who we are. It's who we always have been. So we have said nothing for too long. Meanwhile, the actual hatred and bigotry coming from the other side has been nothing short of shocking. The viciousness of the tweets about those going to Chick-fil-A yesterday, wishing death and disease on the participants. It's yet another wake-up call, America. You have a choice. You can either let this kind of hatred grow. There's no difference between those people that were tweeting those things and the Westboro Baptist Church. There's no difference. From the God hates fags and the God hates the Chick-fil-A people. There's no difference. It's the same hatred, just a different cause, a different mask, a different side. Hatred has many facets, as does tolerance. Most of us have finally realized that respect and tolerance are not the goals with most of these people. Because tolerance, for the most part, has already been achieved. It's been achieved over generations of people struggling. Just to say, I am a man, most of our children don't hate black people, don't hate white people. Most of our children don't hate homosexuals, don't hate straight people. They don't hate people. Most of our children are not filled with hate. If we have a problem with our children, it's not that they hate, it's that they don't care. They don't care about anything. There's a void there. Remember, the opposite of love is not hate. It's indifference. And that's what we had happen in the movie theater in Colorado. Indifference. The guy didn't care. Just shoot people. It's a game. That's the real problem. It's not intolerance. It's not hatred. The real problem is indifference, apathy. For the most part. They're still playing. We're still fighting the fight of the 1960s. Grow up. The left doesn't have any idea what they're even doing. And you know why most of this is happening? It's not even really about homosexuality. It's not about chicken sandwiches. It's about a stupid election. They're dividing us again for election points. Oh, ridiculous. Tolerance has been achieved. But the goal now is to get somebody elected. And the goal is to totally and completely silence you, eliminate another point of view altogether. And that we must not and will not ever tolerate because we're Americans. Yesterday we showed up at a chicken place and we ate delicious food. Pat found out that he liked Chick-fil-A. He didn't even know he liked it. Mm-hmm. It was the greatest advertising campaign ever. Thank you. Thank you, left. Mm-hmm. We've convinced a lot of people in America, things I've said for a long, long time. And you know why I really, truly believe this is happening? Two reasons. One, here's a company. This is a company that has honored the Sabbath. Here's a company that is living God's principles, honoring the Sabbath. They close down on Sunday. People have said to me, today, how come? Because people have done this a lot of times. There's boycotts on things, and people say, oh, I'm going to go buy those pants at JCPenney. I'm going to go, and they don't. Why this? One, I think it's because everybody likes a good chicken sandwich. It has multiple locations. I think the bigger reason than that is people are done. They're done with this. They're so fed up. They're so tired. This is a look at what is coming in November. Nobody saw this chicken sandwich thing happening. Nobody really, it's not that big of a deal. And look at the people who said enough is enough. Enough is enough. So this is a harbinger for November. The second reason, these are good, decent people. They're not haters. They're people who have taken a risk. I mean, who closes their national chain on Sunday? They're being blessed for it. And in November, if we continue to do the right thing and stand up, then we'll show up at a polling place and we'll taste the delicious fruits of our 4 years of labor and send the ultimate sandwich message. Mr. Obama, welcome back to the general public. Have a sandwich.